Hi Cancer, welcome to your July 2019 General Tarot reading. It's Raina here. As you can see, I've already laid out the cards. I was going to leave the windows open because it's a humid day, but there was just too much sound. It was a little distracting, so I'm just going to start over again. Not too bad. I didn't get too far. The heart of the matter is the Four of Wands, and this is a card that might be connected to home in some way, maybe a new home or something regarding home and marriage and things, domestic issues. If you know a little bit about astrology, you might know that the fourth house is the house that is connected to home and family, and your sign Cancer rules that house. I would imagine that this is because the number 4 represents foundation and stability. So this is what the home and the home life is, supposed to be about. I mean, this is our grounding force. This is what keeps us able to do other things, is that we have that home base all sorted out. And so it's very interesting that in the time of Cancer that you are experiencing this card coming up. So maybe you are moving house or doing something with your house. I would even add marriage to this equation. Something to do, maybe you're getting married or something along those lines. In the past position, we have the Hermit card, which is a stark contrast to what I just mentioned. The Hermit card does connect with Virgo, unless that's a person you're getting married to. But in terms of what the Hermit represents, it represents solitude. And I would even say being kind of detached from the things of the world. So not needing that kind of home base or something, because the world becomes your home, or the monastery is your home, and it's like kind of like a non-materialistic aspect to it. So the point being that it's possible that you have been alone for a long time and now you're getting married, or you were in some sort of, something along those lines where now you are kind of embracing this concept of maybe relationship, or of having the kind of even physical abode that you have wanted. Maybe you were like a little bit, in the past, a little bit, detached from those kinds of concerns for some reason, and maybe not even like like sometimes people want to have a certain home because they want to socialize a lot, and maybe you've been really keeping to yourself in the past, and that just wasn't on your radar, and now things have changed in your life in a broader sense. Also, I want to note that in terms of this particular time for you, Cancer, there's a lot that is changing. You've probably already experienced this, maybe in the past year. So understand that what we want at some points in our life is not necessarily the same. And so, this could go the exact opposite route. You may recently have gone to like some sort of meditation thing. I can never pronounce it. Vipassana or Vipassana, whatever it is, that 10-day meditation thing. And that might have changed your attitude towards even, what you want out of life. Usually Cancers love that nest, and that kind of symbolizes for Cancer the sense of safety and, you know, your ability to kind of hide out from the world and feel nourished in a very, I was going to say, your safe space, your, you know, where you can be with people that you really care about at a deep level. And maybe if you have, you know, been on some kind of spiritual path or had spiritual experiences, this has kind of shifted your view. And now you realize that you can have those feelings within you, that you don't have to have this physical structure. So this would be particularly relevant for people who are maybe middle-aged or older, who are kind of downsizing, who don't want that burden of excess stuff. You know, like a bigger house means more rooms to collect stuff, and feeling that sense of, you know, being weighed down by stuff and kind of wanting that freedom. So it's a very interesting dynamic, and it's going to, I think it will, how I interpret this will depend on your stage in life, perhaps, or something related to that. The higher message is the Queen of Wands. This is a card associated with Sagittarius. I can't help but say, why is this not Leo, you know, which is another fire energy with the sunflower. But in any case, this is like a confident woman. And sometimes this can be a career woman. Again, home and career. So interestingly, the wands connect to career because it has that sense of independence attached to it, which is kind of like out in the world and how we show our stuff, how we show up in the world and show what we've got. Now, a Cancer person, maybe this is an entrepreneur who is working from the home, or you're going back into the workplace. If you were the Hermit, maybe you were working at home and now you're going back into the workplace, and you're kind of like emerging from a cocoon or from a hiatus, or, you know, and it might have been like a spiritual contemplative experience. So all of those things may be kind of like shifting you at this time. Actually, this is interesting because I told you that the 4th house connects with Cancer. Well, the 10th house connects with Capricorn. And Capricorn, right now, that 10th house in the universal chart represents the career sector. So this is your opposing sector. And this means that sometimes we are more interested in the inner life or the domestic life, and sometimes we are more interested in being out there and sharing with many others, sometimes people we don't know, not just people who are close to us. And we don't have to feel like we can only be one thing or do one thing or want one thing. I think that's an important aspect to all of this. What crosses you, the challenge, is the 9 of Cups. This is a card of wish fulfillment and emotional abundance. And so in the challenge position, you may have gotten a wish fulfilled. Maybe it's that saying, be careful of what you wish for, because you may have had something that you wanted to occur, Cancer, and now, in a sense, it has catapulted you into another area. Maybe you're experiencing success right now. Let me think. I'm trying to remember if I was talking about, there was something that was career related with you. So Aries is your 10th house. And I can't think of it right now unless that was in the past. But anyway, if you have been feeling a sense of having things, maybe you've been happy, elated about things that are coming true for you, there's that sense of like overdoing it. And in some cases, this card doesn't show it, but the Rider-Waite card is more of a smug expression, where it's like almost somebody who feels like they've been vindicated, or that they have shown other people up, like, hey, look at me now. And that kind of like attitude that people get when they have felt like in the past they were not treated with the proper respect, and now they're kind of rubbing in somebody's face. The Queen of Wands represents a generous spirit, somebody who is able to feel confident without being cocky. And so this is what I would suggest emotionally. If you are experiencing a lot of good things happening to you, which I wouldn't be surprised, Cancer, since you're with these eclipses. I think sometimes people assume that eclipses are just like creating a lot of chaos, but actually, because the nodes are connected to them, with the North Node in your sign, it's like your time, Cancer. And so the question becomes, can you ride the wave in a graceful way? I think that for the most part, Cancers are more than capable of doing that. The only potential temptation is if you have felt bitter about some particular person, or maybe even a past place of employment, and like for instance, if you felt like you were forced to start your own business because you experienced some sort of disappointment in your career of choice, and you decided to go on your own, and maybe you've been pleasantly surprised at the outcome. You may be tempted, especially if you have the moon in Scorpio, that's for sure, that you might have that part of you that wants to seek revenge in some way. But you may be tempted to kind of, just casually mention it in maybe on Facebook or something, and let your haters, or those people that you perceive as having perhaps tried to thwart you, to show them that you are succeeding. The song by Elton John, "I'm Still Standing," has been, throbbing in my head since I saw the movie last week, but is perfect for what I'm trying to describe here. And there's nothing wrong with being proud of yourself, but this is about overdoing it in some way. If this is a situation of a relationship or a potential marriage, be careful that is it betrothed? That your beloved, it doesn't have a drinking problem, okay? That's all I'll say about that one. Because you don't want to get married to somebody knowing that they have that problem, because you don't want to believe that you can fix somebody. Oh, I'm almost running out of juice here. What's coming in, or the advice, is the Wheel of Fortune. So this is riding that wave of synchronicity, serendipity, and believing that you're deserving of it. I want to... No, I'm going to have to really do this. I was going to try to pull the plug, but... plug in the plug. But it's not going to happen. And the outcome is the Six of Swords. This is leaving behind something in order to embrace peace of mind especially. And so I feel like this may, in some cases, mean that if you were planning on getting married, you might realize that you have so many other good things going for you. And if you have like somebody who is a little bit self-indulgent, you might decide to kind of like put a pause on that. But I think that you are going to move from your past and really ride this wave of success and of good fortune that has come to you. And of course in July you're having your solar eclipse, so there you go. Okay, that's what I have for you, Cancer. If you'd like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.